Good morning, good afternoon, good night, depending on where you are across the globe. Welcome to my 250th day of my 2,774-day journey to my $500,000 ticket, $500,000 challenge to increase my net worth to $500,000 in 7 years. Now less than 7 years, where, like I said, we're on day 250th day of this journey. So good to see you again. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the Kminustwo channel. If you're new to the channel and getting this for the first time, I'm gonna ask you to get into the channel, understand what's going on, catch up with me. But like I said, we're on 250th day of my challenge right now to increase the net worth to $500,000 ticket, have $500,000. So if you're new to the channel and like what you hear, I'm asking you one important thing. Share this information with someone you care and love, you believe they can use this information to their advantage long term, and who knows, maybe you can too. So I'm gonna give you guys some updates and what's going on. A lot has changed the last time I talked to you guys. So I'm gonna go down the list and give you some updates and what's going on. And we're gonna talk about, I'm headed to work right now. It's about 5:24 at the moment. I have to be at my full-time job at 6, just to let you guys know, if you're new to the channel, I'll give you a little update on my itinerary, how I do things. I go to work, my full-time job at 6 o'clock. I'll be there at 6, clock in at 6, and usually clock out anywhere between 1 and 2:30. And usually on the average, it's probably averages around 1:30, 2 o'clock. Check out time, my full-time job. And then after that, I jump to my gig business. But you guys are familiar with DoorDash, things of that nature. So I do a work app called Spark at the moment, and that's contracted through Walmart and Sam's Club. So I'm an independent contractor, 1099. So I do deliveries for Walmart and Sam's Club at the moment. And I'm going to talk to you about the other work gig app that I was doing that has some issues with. We're going to talk about that. And we're also going to talk about one of my updates I gave you guys, what I was trying to do with my insurance, my car insurance. We're going to talk about that, the revelations coming out of that. And then, of course, just give you guys an update on my health and the diabetes and that kind of thing. So let me go ahead and grab some McDonald's coffee.
Hi, welcome back to McDonald's. Will you be using the mobile app today?
Let's do a medium coffee, 1 sugar, 1 cream. Kind of slow today.
Welcome to McDonald's. I can take your order.
Let's do a medium coffee, 1 sugar, 1 cream.
1 and 1.
You got it.
Good for you?
That's it?
All right, you can go around.
All right. So yeah, guys, what's the other things? Just gonna tell you guys about how I'm feeling and where I'm in my journey right now and how I'm feeling about it. We're gonna talk about it as well. What's going on, my brother? All right.
Got my coffee too.
There you go. I got you. Gotta wake up every now and then, right?
Man, every day, bro.
That's right. All right. So I want to get into, so my health is, I'm doing good, guys. I need to work out a little more. I've got a little workout routine going on in my house. I do have a gym membership. I'm still not consistent enough for me. So I need to get more consistent with my workouts. Like I said, I kind of modify my workouts now. I'm doing some workouts at the house now. That's kind of helping me further along a little bit, but I still need to get to my gym. It's very difficult with my schedule, but I can't make no excuses. I live my life with no excuses, right? So right now I'm not doing a good job. I would say I'm at a C minus with that. So I still need to get better with my workout routines, get into the gym and that nature. So, but I feel decent, I feel good. I'm getting better sleep. And so we're going to talk about more about that. Hold on, just give me a second. Thank you. You too. So yeah, man, it's one of those things where it just has to be more consistent. I always talk to you guys about the 4 pillars of health as far as I'm concerned, you know, physical health, mental health, spiritual health, and financial health. And I gave you guys a grade, one of those videos back in the day, a few months ago, I believe. I gave you guys a update on where I am on each one of those 4 healths. And so I think I'm better right now. I think I'm doing decently. So we're gonna, again, I want to remind you guys that my annual update is gonna change. I used to do my annual update anywhere from August to October every year. Now with my new 7-year challenge, I'm gonna do my yearly update here in January, the first part of January now. So that's coming up in a few months. Gonna give you guys an update on where I am financially and all my different accounts. We're gonna go through that. That's coming up. So if you're new, that's something to be very, very motivated about, be very excited about for a guy that's telling you where he is on his financial journey, his net worth, for example. I'm going through all my accounts, my Roth IRAs, 401ks, and all that good stuff. I'm gonna give you guys an update on where I am. And that's like I said before, if you're new and you're struggling in debt and you're trying to get out of debt and you struggle with that, you struggle with telling your money what to do, well, stay tuned. Hopefully this will motivate you, give you some inspiration on, you know, starting your journey. And if I tell you about where I am, my journey and my ups and downs and my struggle to get there. So that talk to you guys about my health, but I want to talk to you guys about, you know, I've had, guys, let me tell you, this is not an easy journey, you know. There's gonna be some ups and downs. You guys already know, you've seen my other videos and some updates I've given you guys where I am on my journey right now. It's not easy, right? There's gonna be some tough times, right? There's gonna be some days where you win, there's gonna be some days where you lose. And there's recently, guys, it's been a tough year because of my health, you know, cutting back on my gig work at night, my business at night. Again, I talked to you guys about I'm 1099 independent contractor. I contract with different companies to do the deliveries for them, and it continues, you know. It's been a tough year. It's been a grinded out year. So recently, let me tell you guys, let me explain to you guys what happens in the gig apps, right? So you have to, of course, you have to be qualified to contract with them. What that means is that you have to make sure that your insurance is in place. You have to have a qualified, you know, driver's license. So you have to provide all this information for them to work for the companies, right? For example, I work for Spark. For example, I work with Spark, collaborate with Spark. Spark is a third party that contracts with, you know, Walmart and Sam's Club to do deliveries for them, right? And they contract with guys like me to help them out in their business, right? And in results, to create my own business, and as a result of that. And so, but every year, every certain part of the year, usually that comes up in your anniversary date when you started to work with them. Every year you have to send them in a copy of your driver's license along with a photo, you know, selfie of yourself, right? And every company is different how they do that. Spark is really easy, right? You just, you know, on your phone, matter of fact, you just send them in separately. You send in your photo in separately, your selfie in separately, and you send in separately your driver's license, right? Boom, just like that. And I think they may ask for your insurance as well. So you send that in, boom, Spark is easy. The issue I had, you guys know, you long-term guys know, or have seen me before, you guys know I was also working with an app called GoPuff. And GoPuff is a grocery store fulfillment app. And I tell you what, guys, how they do things is different than Spark, that's for sure. So we're hung up on that at the moment. And so before my anniversary date came up with GoPuff, I thought I was being intentional and jumping on board faster than everybody else. I thought I sent in before my anniversary date even came, I thought I sent in my photo, my selfie, and my driver's license, right? How they do it, where you have to send in your selfie and your driver's license with the same selfie, right? And the way they got it going, I don't know what their thinking process is, guys, but you have to somehow put your driver's license up to your face, right? And send the selfie and the driver's license all at the same time with the same picture. And it sounds easy, guys. I know you're gonna be thinking, Kminustwo, what are you talking about? That's easy. Just put it up to your face and send it to them. It's not. I don't know what they thinking. I don't know how they do things, but how they do things is different than Spark. That's for sure. So I've tried everything, man. I tried it with myself, taking a selfie. You guys have any clue to help me out, you're welcome to send me some notes and drop it down below. Send it to me my email. I'll drop that down below. Send me something that you're some suggestions, right? So I have tried everything, guys. You're supposed to put the driver's license up to your face and somehow take the selfie along with the driver's license and send it to them. That's gonna be your verification, and then they verify you, then you can start doing your deliveries for them again. But I've tried everything, man, and we tried different angles, lighting, and all kind of stuff. Right? I've had my girlfriend take pictures of me, selfies of me, you know what I'm saying, photos of me, and nothing seems to work. And all I get from them is thanks for sending your selfie. We'll look at it, and then they come back after they look at it, go, you have to take it again, right? So it's been one thing after another, man, and I've been through that process for what, month and a half now, right? 2 months. So at the moment, I'm not doing GoPuff. Maybe I'll try it again, but that's been a source of contention with me. And one thing about these apps, man, is even though we're contracted, 1099 independent contractors, contracted to work with them on, getting deliveries out. It's very difficult. Even though we have a collaboration, they run the show. They make a decision, and they put you ass out, and they don't tell you anything, right? That's part of the gig work world, guys, that I don't like. It's all in their favor, right? They don't sit down and have a conversation with you saying, hey, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. You can't really talk to anybody one-on-one live, right? That's what I don't like about the gig work world. So it's hard to get a hold of anybody. It's difficult, right? They can make a decision to move on without even telling you, right? Without even having a conversation with you. And it's not a streamlined process, and it's something I don't like about the gig work world. And that's why when I've had conversations with people, they ask me, how to do it, how to go about doing it. I would always tell people, and I remind myself, hey, look, when you're down to one gig work app, you have to, think about that. I would always have two, right? Always have a backup in case they get all funny and acting stupid. You can have a backup, right? You always have your money flow going on. And right now, I'm kind of nervous about it because with that issue, that issue with GoPuff, I'm only down to one gig, app now, and that's Spark, right? And Spark is I'm going to show you guys today, Spark a little bit. I'm going to have you guys ride along with me, and we're going to do a couple Spark runs together. And so you guys see, if you're new, you're going to better see that. And how I do things, how I make my money. One of the things about the videos I want to present to you guys, and why I'm doing the videos, is that I want to show you guys what I do on my daily basis, my daily grind, and show you how I make my money, and then to talk to you guys about how I apply my money to put it in certain things to hopefully grow my money, right? That's part of my plan. So I want to show you guys that process. But getting back to it, yeah, man. So it's difficult. I'm nervous about it. I'm nervous about Spark. I'm just having Spark in my life right now and no other backup system. So I have to think about that, what I'm going to do going forward. I'm going to try GoPuff again, send my information in again to GoPuff, or try something different. I ain't got time to be going back and forth with them, right? I got things to do, right? You guys know my journey's continuing, and the time goes fast. I gotta think on my feet and go forward with something else if I have to, right? There's other gig apps out there, so I just have to think about it and what I'm gonna do, my strategy process going forward. What else? Oh, so I talked to you guys about the insurance, the car insurance. So my car insurance was $215 a month on my full coverage insurance, and it was for a year, $215 for a year. And so I talked to you guys in one video about how with my new car, since I had my new car, I've had all kind of issues with people running into me, you know, nothing major, fender benders here and there. I've had 3 people run into me, you know, since I've had my new car. I've had 3 people run into me. So 2024 to 2025 has been tough, man. And I've also run into somebody middle of last year, August of last year, I believe it was. I rear-ended somebody. I was upset about that, mad at myself about it, but it is what it is. It's done with now. It's, you know, we move on with it. But 4 separate incidents of crashes, guys. And so for whatever reason, you know, I guess the car insurance company didn't like that. You know, it's funny when they want your money, right? It's funny when they want that premium every month, right? They want that car insurance, you know, bill paid every month. But when it comes down to protecting you, they skittish about it, right? So I guess according to them, they dropped me on my full coverage insurance because I had too many claims, right? And so whatever, I had to move on, man. I couldn't stress about that. So I moved on to another insurance company, and now I'm actually paying more I got it for 6 months now, and I'm actually paying more. I think I'm up to, not much more, I think I'm up to $217 a month, all right? So, but yeah, man, it's a trip, man. It's a trip, but it is what it is, and what are you gonna do, right? You have to keep moving. So I was unsuccessful with that, guys. That was definitely an L, but I'll keep moving, man. I don't stop, right? Like I said, I can't make excuses. I have to keep moving with it, right? And what else? I think that's about it. I talked about my insurance, talked about GoPuff, I talked about my health. We still getting the decent amount of hours on my full-time job. Like I said, gig work is cut back now. I'm still doing my HelloFresh meals at night. Okay, that's going. It's not going as well as I thought. I love HelloFresh, by the way, guys. I love HelloFresh. The food is so fresh. I don't know how they do it. They send the food to you in a box, and I don't know how they keep it so fresh, but it's great. I love HelloFresh. It's been working out good. It's $82. I do it twice a month, right? I do deliveries twice a month from them. It's $82, around $82, $85 a pop for the delivery. But I still have to cut back on my eating out, right? I have to really manage that better. It's not going as well as I thought it would go, guys, as far on that front. I'm eating a little bit healthier, but I need to get a little better. I need to strive to get a little better. I still struggle with stopping and eating out. Even though I'm eating a little better at quality, better quality places when I do eat out, I still have to cut back on that. Now, I still enjoy my time out, when I go out to eat, my dinners, for example, right? Me and my girlfriend, we like to venture out and try quality places out around town and have our time together. And some of that quality time is, going out to eat at nice restaurants, right? So I'm gonna cut back on it. I've cut back on it a little bit, but it's still part of my life. I have to understand that. That's still part of my enjoyment, guys. And so it's just about modifying my budget. I've increased my restaurant food budget throughout the months here, the last couple months. So hopefully that's going to reflect more in my budget. And so eventually I'm going to get back to giving you guys a budget update as well. And so it's been some L's on my food budget, guys. That's, like I said, that's been the major point of contention with my budget the last 3 or 4 months. So I'm getting better at it, striving to get better at it. All right, guys, I'm heading to work. Got my coffee, heading to work. I'm gonna show you guys my grind today for a little bit. Take you guys on my grind journey today. Show you what I do on a daily basis. Let you know how Spark is going, and talk to you guys about some other things as I go through the video today. But I'm gonna show you guys right now. Before I do that, I'm gonna show you guys what I've got involved with recently. Some of you guys may be interested in this. Is how you can hide yourself on the net without companies harassing you and getting your information online. Check it out, and I'll be right back. The internet of today isn't as open and simple as it used to be. Some content is restricted by location, websites track your every move, and managing multiple online accounts can feel impossible without getting flagged. Whether you're trying to browse privately, access geo-blocked content, or securely manage multiple accounts, you need a tool that gives you full control over your online identity. See, that's where GoLogin comes in. GoLogin isn't just about privacy. It's about freedom, security, and control over your online experience. Here's what makes it different. Unblock any content, access restricted sites, streaming platforms, and services from anywhere. Full digital privacy. See, unlike regular browsers, GoLogin stops websites from tracking you. Multiple account management. Easily switch between different profiles for work, social media, or business. Work securely from anywhere. Share accounts with your team without sharing your passwords. No IP bans. No tracking. See, GoLogin hides more than just your location. It protects your entire online identity. 2 gigabytes of free residential proxies included. Get fast and secure access to content worldwide. If you want privacy, security, and complete online freedom, GoLogin is the tool you need. Try it for free today. Click the link in the description. What's going on, bro?
Not much.
All right, guys. So a few minutes before I get on the road, I'm on my full time now. I want to talk to you guys about that. Oh, before I talk about that, so this truck here has different lighting, so excuse the lighting in this truck, guys. I'm in a different truck, so it's not the same as my truck. My other truck has better lighting than this truck, so just excuse the lighting in this truck. So I'm on my full-time job. Today is going to be a shorter route. Today, guys, I have one of my longer stops, though. So I am going to do my second stop as one of my long stops today. So I'm going to put some time in, but this route's going to be a little short today. So, which is good, because I always like to get done with this full-time job and get straight to my gig work. And get her done, right? And get her done, guys. So, again, the itinerary today is to have you guys ride along with me. I'm gonna share a couple of nuggets, topics of conversation on my full-time job as I go through this today. But mainly, I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna take you guys along on my gig app, Spark app, and let you guys see how I grind, how I put my hustle in on my gig business, and talk to you guys about a couple things further from there and what's going to happen down the road here for me. I got a couple updates for you guys, and so that's what's going to happen today. For you new guys going along with this today, you're catching up for the first time with me, is that hopefully this will give you some good inspiration on starting your journey, or if you're in your journey right now, continuing your journey, if you're deep into your journey, finishing your journey, right? To better your financial health, right? So if you guys need my help, I've helped people throughout the years. If you're new, you need to understand I started my journey back in 2013. I had $40,000 in debt, and I paid off my $40,000 in 3.5 years after learning about Dave Ramsey and getting involved with the Dave Ramsey 7 baby steps to increase my financial health, improve my financial health, I should say. And I got out of debt, paid off $40,000 in 3.5 years. 2017 was the day, was the year I got debt free, and I've been building wealth ever since. Here we are in 2025, and I've been updating you guys on my journey throughout the years. Okay? And so that's how, if you're new, that's how I got started. And it's been one revelation after another as far as understanding myself. You know, I had to understand the I and me, you know what I'm saying? So I can tell my money what to do. And that's what I had to do, guys, in my process. So hopefully that is this story, this continued story of myself to increase my financial, awareness, my financial health, my financial, abilities, to increase my net worth. Hopefully this whole story, guys, my series of videos inspire you guys. That's why I'm doing it. I got so many whys why I'm doing this process, and this is part of it. So many different whys that why I got involved with this whole process, guys. Another why is to be an example of family members, upper line family members, down line family members, but mainly for kids in the family, the offspring that's not born yet. Be as a future example for them. When the day I'm not here, they can look back at these videos and get a rundown of how I got out of debt and how I built wealth for generations to come. And so that's what it's all about, man. All right, guys, so here we go. Let's get on with my day. I want to be an example to show people by looking at my personal example on this channel and going through having people see my struggles, my ups and downs throughout the years, that it's not getting out of debt and building wealth is not a linear process. You're going to go through your highs and lows. You're going to go through your roller coasters, your ups and downs through the process. But like the stock market has performed throughout the years, it's got this ebbs and flow, ups and downs, roller coaster. But if you look at the stock market, for example, throughout the years, it has a upward trajectory, right? And that should correlate for you. It should be the same thing as a comparison for you to look at how you look at your overall financial health going throughout the years. It should be an upward, ups and downs, but an upward trajectory throughout the years. And that's been my trajectory, guys, as I started my journey back in 2013. Now, 12 years later now, sitting here now in 2025, that's been my trajectory, right? But believe this, that it's not to the point where you don't try. Don't believe the hype, guys. Don't believe the hype. Yes, it's hard. Yes, it's hard. But just because it's hard, don't mean you should not try. Just because it's hard, don't mean you should not attempt to improve your life. Just because it's hard, doesn't mean you should not attempt to improve your financial health. Just like you should not hold back on improving your physical health. Just like you should not hold back on improving your mental health. Just like you should not hold back on improving your spiritual health, right? Understand, if you had to lose weight, what are you going to do? You're going to work on your physical health. You're going to work on eating better. You're going to work on working out. You're going to work on taking a walk around the block at night after dinner. You're going to work on being cognizant, being intentional about your physical health, right? Why do people don't understand that it takes the same type of, vigor to intentionality to do the same thing with your financial health, right? And so don't believe the hype out there. I think we get so caught up with what other people say. What society tells you about finances, right? How you've been, the messages we have in our head about the past. See, guys, that's what I had to get over. I had to get over the things that was told to me when I was young, right? You have to get somehow, that's one of the biggest hang-ups with people that I've learned. That same with me. I want to give you guys an example of what I went through, because what were some of the sayings that was told to me coming up, either from family members, parents, grandparents, or society in general, right? Money don't grow on trees. Money's the root of all evil. You can't take it with you, right? Money's hard to come by, right? Guys, I did a video. If you're new to the channel, please, I ask that you, when you hearing this, go back to my old videos. I did a video on the 5 lies we tell ourselves, right, about money. Go back and check out that video. Maybe I'll put a link to it in this video here, right? This is what I'm telling you guys about. I think this is one of the biggest. As I've talked to people throughout the years, how we grew up really influenced how we live today, right? And the sayings that we've heard throughout the years when we were little, right? When we were coming up as little kids, really affect us today. Some of us have a hard time getting rid of that stigma, getting rid of those things we've heard, right? Really affects us today to get involved with our money, right? It's telling you guys, yes, improving your financial health is not going to be easy. You're going to have some hard times, right? But it's not this big old, scary thing that you can't conquer, right? So I ask you guys, if you need help, you are welcome to reach out to me. I did this for a reason, to help, to give back to my community, to help people. But again, going back to the black community, we are at the bottom of the totem pole when it comes to building wealth in this country. And I beg you guys to understand that that's where we are. Know where you are in life. Know where we are as a group of people, right? And understand the I in you, so you can tell your money what to do. In order to do that, you have to understand yourself. You got to understand where you are as a black person in this country. Yeah, we know all the pitfalls. We know how we got here. We know, we can go back and look at history all we want. But you can go back and talk about history, live history, but you can't make that past the future. You can't make that past where you are right now, right? For your present. So you can't let your present be hindered, and you can't let your future be hindered by the past, right? Learn from the past and then move forward. We can't dwell in it. We have to move forward. And part of my process to help people understand that, and to help people, move along from that front, right? And so that's what I offer, man. And to have these sessions with you guys, to talk about these things, because that's what I had to talk to myself about, to rationalize myself in this process, right? That's what I had to go through, right? And so I understand the pitfalls in your mindset when you talk about how are you going to tell your money what to do. You have to go through these things in your mind, guys. You have to go through these rationalizations in your mind, not to hinder you, but to move you forward, right? When I had that 45-minute session with myself in the mirror in that condemned apartment building when I was in a inner suburb of Western Minneapolis, I had to come to these realizations. I had to come to these thought processes. But I had to realize where I was, how I grew up, the messages that was given to me when I was growing up, right? I had to think about all this stuff. That's part of the process of telling your money what to do, improving your financial health. There's levels to this, right? You have to start there first before you do anything else. And for me, that was a great starting point. That had to be my starting point. I had to understand the I in me, right? So I can tell my money what to do. Understand the I in you, so you can tell your money what to do, guys. And again, as a black American, understanding that I had to get over my excuses. I had to get over my excuses. I had to get over my excuses. And when I say that, that conjures memories of the past for me. Because in that 45-minute session I had in that mirror, guys, in that room, in that bathroom, in that dingy bathroom of that condemned building, that was the tipping point for me. I've done videos about this before, and that was the point of my rising. That was the point of my change. That was the point of I would never go back. I would never go back to where I was before. I was a changed person after I came out of that bathroom. And the changed person, which you guys you're looking at right now, the guy who got out of debt and built wealth, and I'm able to now be a vocal point and leave these videos in succession. The number of videos I can show you guys, not just you, but my future offspring or my future offspring of my family. Not my offspring, I'm done having kids, but the people in my family, their offspring can look back at these videos as a documented recording of how I did it, they can do it. And that, see guys, you can change your family tree. You know, you can add generational wealth by the knowledge, right? Generational wealth is not all about the currency, it's not all about the money, but it's about the knowledge, right? You get the knowledge, you get the money, you get the currency, you get the wealth after you have the knowledge of a wealth, right? The knowledge I'm explaining to you guys, talking to you guys about right now. That's the epicenter. That's the event horizon of generational wealth, right? And as I'm talking to the future. I'm talking to kids that's going to hear this in the future. But I'm nowhere around. They're going to be able to hear this, right? My spirit may be circulating around you, but my physical body won't be there anymore. You guys are hearing this right now. And I'm giving you guys reasons why I started this YouTube channel. I've already given you a number of them already. I'm talking about another one, is to add a physical, video legacy for the generations of the future to listen to and to see how I did it, right? And so, kind of rambling a little bit right now on this little section of the video, but I want you guys to hear my thoughts. I always like to get into my thoughts when I'm driving. This is my comfort zone. This is why I let it all loose and talk to you guys. This is my thought process as I'm driving. And some of my greatest times, guys, is when I can this is my zone where I just let it go. And this is my thought process I want you guys to hear my thought process when I'm driving. This is some of my ideas of videos. These are some of my ideas of how I'm going to structure my life, structure my financial life. These are some of the times where I have thought process where I have great thought process where I can structure my life, or I can better my life going forward. And these are the times I do that when I'm on the road, driving, right? And so I want to kind of bring you guys in to my thought processes of my life a little bit, all right? All right, guys. So again, a kind of a rambling section of the video, but I just want to talk to you guys about a couple of things, and I want you guys to be aware. The main thing I want you to take out of this is don't let personal finances scare you. Don't let the numbers you're thinking about your debt and you improving your financial life. Don't think about the debt collectors calling. That's going to scare you. Don't think about your debt or your financial situation as an uphill battle that you cannot conquer. Don't let it scare you. I think a lot of people let this scare them. Don't let it scare you, man, and reach out to somebody. Don't be afraid to get help. Don't be afraid to say, hey, I don't know this. I need help. I need somebody to sit down and help me. Don't be afraid, guys. Don't be afraid to conquer it. Don't be afraid to face it and kick its ass. It can be done. Look at me. It can be done, all right? So I come from a welfare background. I come from a situation where I told you guys about some of the the myths and the lies we tell ourselves. I've been through all that, the things that I had to grow up with, you know, the thought process I had to change in my head, right? It can be done. If I can do it, you definitely can do it as well, okay? If you need any help, reach out down below. I left my personal email down below in the description box. You're welcome to reach out to me, all right? All right, guys, moving on. All right, guys, so I'm done with my route today on my full-time job. Now I'm headed back to base. So I want to tell you guys about a couple other things while they're on my mind in this particular video, to let you guys know how I'm progressing and what I'm feeling like and what's on my mind, what's on my mind as far as what's on my plan of action going forward. So I gotta tell you guys, I remember telling you guys a couple videos back how worn out I was, how I was feeling, and how tired I was feeling, and how I don't know if I attributed that to burnout or what, but soon after that, I got the news about the diabetes diagnosis from my doctor. So it wasn't soon after that. It was probably like 3 or 4 weeks after I talked to you guys on that video about that. And so maybe that comes back to where I am feeling right now, even though I'm, from all what I look at right now in the last few months, I've pretty much managing my diabetes okay, as far as what we can tell. My A1C dropped from 7.1 to the last reading was 6.0. So that's a pretty good improvement, but I can't just rely off that. I still have to, test myself every other day or so many days throughout the week and make sure my numbers are okay and eat right. Again, improve my workouts and stuff like that. That whole routine. But I'm just still tired, man. I'm just still tired, not just for that, but just that I've been doing this for a long time, man. And me feeling like this, we have to ask yourself, well, Kminustwo, what you gonna do? I said, well, I would tell you guys, me feeling like this is, you guys already know I lost that stream of income with GoPuff. Not working that out, so I have to figure out maybe another work app I can do along with Spark. But I've cut back on my hours because I wanted to get home and cook more. I wanted to get home and rest more, get better sleep, wind myself down at night. So again, that's cut back on my extra at night and weekends. So, and along with this one, I'm going to tell you guys. So, and I have to work all this out in my mind, guys, but just giving you guys some thoughts. What I really want to do, man, is not only just cut back, and I knew I would cut back anyway, guys, going forward toward my end of my 7-year journey, my 7-year challenge, to get a $500,000 ticket. But I want to cut back more, and what I want to do is, I think putting myself in a good financial position, I have to think about, okay, get more time freedom, right? Get more time freedom. And what does that mean? Some activities I made in my life that I really don't want to do anymore. One of which is cleaning my house. I've always been a good house cleaner myself throughout the years when I was single, when I was in a relationship. I always like to maintain a nice, clean, structured, organized house. And I don't know, man, I'm finding it hard to do right now. I'm losing my energy at nights. And the only time I really can clean my house is on the weekends. And, I'm over my girlfriend's house over the weekend, possibly maybe Saturday morning. That's it. Maybe sometime at night. But even when I get home at night, man, I wind down pretty fast when I get home. I cook a little bit, eat, then I'm just winding down there. I'm tired already, you know what I'm saying? I used to be able to go until, 2 o'clock in the morning, right? 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, right? But so I think the first to go, guys, is gonna be either my clean the house or this. I'm also thinking about, well, when I go back to cleaning the house, going back to my apartment. My apartment is probably 700 square feet or less. Not the biggest place in the world. So I was about 700 square feet or less. So I'm really contemplating getting a house cleaner for my apartment, man. That would really free up a lot of time for me, or some time for me. And then you have to ask yourself, when do you do this? When do you make that move, right? When do you make that move? At what part in your journey do you make that move? Do you make it when you get closer to the 500 grand, $500,000 ticket? Or do you do it now with you at lower six figures now, where I am right now? I guess you have to ask yourself, and that's the question I'm asking, at what point in this journey do you do that? You put a number figure on it, or you don't put a number figure on it? Where you think you are in the process. I don't really want to say how I feel, because that's not how you want to, I don't think that's how you really want to go about doing that. More of a strategy, game plan to it, just not how I feel. I feel damn tired. That's how I feel. But so the next thing to go for me, or it may be the first thing to go, is cleaning out my car. You guys know I use my car, my brand new car. Brought my Chevrolet Trailblazer right off the lot back in 23, brand new. And I use my Chevy Trailblazer for my gig business, my business. So every now and then I have to clean it out. I have to clean it out more often, let's put it that way. I'm going down country roads, I'm going down dirt roads, so my car gets dirty, on a more of a routine basis now. Because I'm all over the place. I'm not only doing the city guys, I'm not only doing the suburban areas and metro, I'm also doing the farming areas, the smaller towns, the fringe areas, you know what I'm saying? The area between the suburbs and the farms, all those areas, right? So, and that requires me to go down a lot of, gravel roads, dirt roads, and so forth and so on. So, and I wanna make sure it's important that you're doing this business. It's important to have your car maintainable. You know what I'm saying? You want to present a clean car to your customers. You know what I'm saying? That's not always easy to do when you're going down doing multiple deliveries on one run, for example, right? You may get to, your car may be clean when you start to run, but by the time you get to your last customer, for example, your car is dirty. So you can't really do a lot about that sometimes, guys. But I want to make sure my car is on a nice routine basis clean. And I'm finding it hard to do that, man. I just don't want to do it like I used to. I used to be at a point where I used to have a lot of more energy to do that. So either that's gonna go first, or my apartment, cleaning my house, a house cleaner for my apartment's gonna go after that, or whatever, or vice versa. So those are the two things I'm thinking about hiring out, guys. It's gonna, allow my energy back, allow some of my time freedom back where I can do other things. So I'm really, really contemplating those two things. And I'm serious, man. I just don't know. I'm battling myself, going back and forth battling myself on when to do it, when in the process should I do it. You guys, what do you guys think about this? What do you guys think? I want to hear from you guys. Drop it down in the comments below and let me know. You guys are welcome also to reach out to my private email. Let me know what you think about what you think I should do. The next thing I'll talk to you guys about is kind of similar to this, kind of relatable to this, is maybe I will have more time when I do this. So I'm thinking about, put a lot of thought into taking off Sundays. Now doing my gig work, my gig business on Sundays. I'm already taking off. Remember, guys, I used to work 24/7. I mean, I used to work when I was in Minnesota, and when I first moved down here to Omaha to be with my mom. Me and my mother lived together, but my mom hardly ever saw me. She saw me, when I got off my full-time job. I would take her to my gig business with me, and she would ride along. But I work 7 days a week, right? So I'm used to working 7 days a week. About a year and a half after I got down here to Omaha, I stopped working Saturdays, okay? And now I spend time with my girlfriend on Saturdays. and part of Sundays. I am considering taking off Sundays only if I can get my emergency fund up to a certain level, okay? And you might say, well, ask yourself, well, K-2, what's that level? What are you trying to get up to? Okay, guys, so I made that decision. I've been thinking about it. I would have to at least, for me to stop working Sundays and to feel good about where I am and to look at the numbers and to project myself out, to feel comfortable if something happens, to put myself in a very, strategic situation where if something comes at me, how I'm able to attack it, how I'm able to feel comfortable. I would have to get that emergency fund, which is in my money market account at my credit union. I would have to get that emergency fund up to $20,000. At least $20,000, okay? And so my goal for this year, at the end of this year in 2025, is to get my emergency fund up to $12,500. I'm inching closer. I'm getting closer and closer to that figure, guys, just to let you know. But the money I'm putting in my emergency fund right now is slated to go to my car replacement fund after the end of the year. So the money I'm putting in like $750 a month. This month is probably going to drop down a little lower than that, but generally speaking, I put between $500 and $750 a month to my emergency fund to get that thing up to a good level. When it's done, when the 25 is done, I plan on switching a lot of that money. I'm still going to put money into my emergency fund, but I planned on, up until this time, me talking to you guys right now, I planned on putting the majority of that money after the end of this year toward my car replacement fund. Now, I got to think about that. If I plan on doing what I'm telling you guys right now, what I plan on doing, which is taking off Sundays, I got to get that emergency fund up to a good level. And that means that what I talked about before, I talked about one of my videos, I talked about at the end of the year putting just $100 into my emergency fund until it gets to $20,000. If I do that, though, it's going to take longer than I want. It's going to take, more months, and I don't want to wait that many months to get that emergency fund up to $20,000. So I might have to put, instead of putting $100 in there, I might put between like $200 and $250 in there a month to get it to a good level. All right. And so I know one thing. I still have to put a majority of my money now in that emergency fund to my car replacement fund. I know that. But instead of putting $100 in there, I'm going to have to put more in there. The bottom line is, guys, where I'm going is that I got a plan now to take off Sundays. You might be asking yourself, well, K-2, how the hell you going to get you work less, how the hell you going to get your $500,000 ticket, $500,000 goal in 7 years? And guys, I have to come to a realization. I think I've talked to you guys about it before. Is this simple fact is that the concept of you gain by scaling back. And by scaling back, sometimes you scale back to take care of your other 3 healths, right? So 4 healths: physical health, mental health, spiritual health, and financial health. I have to understand that in order for me to go forward, I have to scale back on one of those things to take care of all 4 of those things, right? Scale back on one of those things to take care of the rest of the 3. And I gotta put time in to take care of my mentals, take care of my spiritual, right? And then take care of my physical. And so by me taking off Sundays, guys, that's gonna at least allow some time to take care of those things. It's still gonna be rough. I'm still gonna work a lot. But that's what I'm thinking, guys. That's what I'm thinking. You guys have any comments on that? Let me know. Let me know what you think about that and going forward. So I just want to tell you guys what's on my mind. And like I said, man, this is my comfort zone. This is my mind space right here when I'm on the road. getting my full-time work done. This space right here allows me time to really put thought to paper and put my thoughts into my program, right? My strategy, my game plan, right? This is how I've won, guys, throughout the years. And I want to get you guys into my world, okay? All right, guys, so that's what I got to say on that. Moving on to my day, getting ready to end my full-time, and I'm going to go to my gig work. All right, talk to you guys in a little bit. All right, guys, so I got to Walmart, crossed the river and got my first order from Walmart, and to my first delivery on the run. So I got 3 deliveries on the run. Now I got to find this address over here by a college here, junior college here. So we have to find our stops wherever it is right over here. So now this is a smaller run, not a lot of money on this particular run, but like I told you guys before, if I get out early, if I get out my full time early, which I did today, I can squeeze in a smaller run. I usually don't like to take these. If it was later, I wouldn't take them. But since it's a little early, I can somewhat get away with it. So that's what we're going to do. And hopefully, again, guys, I'm not doing Go Puff. So that stream of income is gone at the moment. I just have one stream of income now on my gig work, which I don't like, but it is what it is at this point. I'm just going to roll with it until I can figure out something else. But Spark is holding up. It's holding down the fort right now. 1 gig app. And so we'll see how it goes, man. Again, it don't change though. I'm still looking for that daily goal or nightly goal of 150 to 200. And so that's still my goal.
You have arrived.
All right, guys. Got to my point. Here we are. And we go ahead and take this on in here and see what happens. All right, guys. Money, 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 money. So I got a little $3 tip. Older lady up the stairs. I had a little delivery here to an apartment complex, and going up the stairs, old lady was up there waiting for my delivery and decided to give me a $3 tip because I took her groceries upstairs. Hey, it may seem small, guys, but it all adds up in the end. It all adds up. I'll take it, right? But much appreciative. I love people when they, you can tip on the app, or you can tip, after the guy makes a delivery, or you can tip on both. You can tip on the app and have a cash delivery, after delivery is made. You know what I'm saying? So some people do both. Some people tip on the app and they give you a cash tip after your delivery. So, hey, I'll take it, man. I'm much appreciative. Big or small, I'll take it, guys. I never turn down. I always say thank you. Because you know what? Most likely I'm going to see that person again, right? And you do these apps, man, long enough, you're not going to have different customers all the time, guys. You can, but you're going to see the same customer over and over again when you do these gig apps, right? When you're making deliveries, just because you go to a house, an apartment one time, don't mean you're never going back there. Most likely you're going to see that person again. So it's always, for me, this is how I do things, man, in my mannerisms. When I do my gig work, this is my business. So I treat it as such, right? So when I see a person, I'll always act like I'm going to see him again. All right, guys, again, we're going to try to wrap this run up as fast as possible, because the first run of the day, I want to wrap it up as fast as possible. Because for me, I'm trying to get back. I want to get back to the area where I can pick up another order, a bigger order this time, and a quicker time frame. And so I would like to kick my days off like that when I'm doing my gig work, man. Lately, it's been rough. Sometimes I get to my gig work and it's slow going. And I've had to fight that uphill battle. I've showed you guys
Turn left onto State Highway 191
my weekly totals for Spark. They've been okay, but some of those weeks, man, it's been a fight. A lot of times I get some of my money at the end of the week on a Friday and Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. So I want to get off. I try to cater my gig work where I can get off to a good start Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And some of that time, you know, some of that requires me to work extra on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So we'll see how tonight go, and it's different. Every week is different, man. Every week is different, and but I want to cater my gig work where I can kick ass on Monday, you know, Tuesday and Wednesday, where I'm not trying to make things up on the weekend. I definitely want to be in that position. Especially, like I said, when I told you guys earlier, if I get to the point, if and when I get to the point where I take off on Sunday, I want to make sure I get my money on, you know, by Friday night. All right, guys, so I'm gonna wrap this up, and I'll get back to you guys when I go to my next delivery, all right? All right, guys, so I'm on picking up my next delivery run, and I'll show you guys real quick here what that is, how much that is. You guys see that? So this will be $41.24, and this is a longer run today on the fringe areas again, and that's something I got to talk to you guys about too, about what I've been doing on my Spark app. And when it comes to being cognizant of my miles and my gas, you know, when I have a situation here where I have no GoPuff right now and that stream of income is gone, I got to be very cognizant and aware of what's going on, as well, as far as, you know, my time, my gas in my car, the wear and tear on my car, and as far as how many long runs do I do, right? But as I go through this thing, I'm very aware now that I can't keep doing all these. I can do some long runs here and there, but I'm very aware. I got to be very aware of my miles, and as far as how much time I put into these runs, because I have to watch that very carefully, because I have to be very strategic on how I use my car now, and how I use, and how many miles I will go out. And really, it comes down to time as well. Time is probably the biggest thing. Now that I'm getting home earlier now, I have to utilize my time, guys, better than probably what I did before. Because how I did it before, I knew I had a lot of time. I would stay out until past midnight, right? And still go to my job in the morning. I would stay out past midnight and just grind. I knew I had, you know, from the time I got off my full-time job until past midnight, I had a lot of time to work with, right? All the time in the world, so to speak. So, but I don't have that time now. So I have to utilize my time wisely, and to get good runs in, make my money, and then go home, right? I talked about Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I think going forward, those are going to be the days I put more effort and time in, staying out later, because I want to get off to a good start throughout, you know, for the week, you know, on those 3 days. So today, tomorrow, and Wednesday, not too big of a deal, because I plan on being out longer on those days anyway. Not all the time, but on those days anyway. Okay, so I want to explain to you guys. That's what I wanted to explain to you guys, where my mindset is now in my gig work. So I just have to focus, right? And like anything else, guys, you got to be intentional and focus on what you have to do. And that's what I have to do, right? We'll get her done, man. I want to get off to a good start today on a Monday. I'm looking for $150 to $200. We'll see how I go, and to see if I can get off to a good start, guys. I will get back to you guys later when I get my stuff. Look like it's taking a little while. We'll get back to you guys a little later, all right? Easy peasy, guys, just like that. Just like that. That's how you make that dough. It's kind of things you go through, guys. You're making the delivery, you go to a duplex, for example, and things are not clearly marked. That's what you deal with. And look at my walking shoes. Got the right walking shoes on, guys. That's what I was talking about. You never know what you're gonna deal with when you do these gig runs. All right, guys. Going pretty good this evening. Going pretty good this evening. Now I'm at Sam's Club. Pulling up at Sam's Club. I got this order to pick up. Got 3-0, $30. Am I getting this? Are you guys seeing that right? Hopefully I'm doing it right. If you guys turned around. But anyway, $30.30 for this particular run. Three deliveries on this run. Tonight is going well. This is the fourth. This is the fourth delivery here. I believe this is the first one I'm picking up at Sam's Club, though. Why I can't remember all my runs. So I think the first 3 was at Walmart. Now I'm at Sam's Club here. Let's pull you guys out of here so you guys can see. Anybody that's not familiar with the pickups at Sam's Club, this is what it looks like. You pull in the parking stalls. They got them all marked in. All the way down there, 9 down there. I'm at 4. They got 1 and 2, 3, 4. And then they got some in the back here. You guys can't see those, but so that's what it looks like. All right, that's what it looks like. So all in all, it's 5:49 now. It's 5:49 now, and going pretty good. Like I said, I'm on my 4th one. Let's see how many runs I can do tonight. I haven't made a decision on how long I'm gonna stay out tonight. Again, it's Monday, so I wanna go all in on Monday, and my goal is to make Mondays big, right? No matter what that represents, or how I can how it can happen, whatever it takes. I got to make Monday big, Tuesday big, Wednesday big. That's my mindset right now. So we'll make a decision when I go home. I probably will stop and grab something to eat on the way home. That's what it's looking like tonight, guys. All right. I will get back to you guys when I got my run. I may come pull you guys back in to show you where I'm going, give you some sights and sounds of my delivery runs, and I'll get back to you guys. All right. Just got done with my 4th delivery run. So what happened on this particular run, this was from Sam's Club, and I had 2 deliveries on this particular run, but one delivery got marked off. And what that means is they took it off the order, and because this particular customer had ordered rotisserie chicken, and I suppose that Sam's Club didn't have the chicken, so not only did they took the chicken off the order, they took the whole order off my particular run. So I only had 1 delivery on this particular run, guys, and I switched over here to the Omaha, east central part of Omaha now, and so that's where I am now, and I'm trying to get myself back across the river. That's my favorite spot because there's less traffic, and and they're pretty good about getting the orders out there pretty quick most of the time. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm on my 6th run. This one's working out of Walmart. It's a smaller order, but hey, you know what? You can do those smaller orders quickly in quick succession. You can build up pretty quickly, right? The small orders add up to big orders, and that's what I planned on doing. When I see those small orders, if I can get them done quick, they add up, right? They add up just like the big orders do, right? Small orders add up to big orders, right? And so I just keep at it, man. I don't stop. I'm like, once I get involved and get excited about my day and my night, it gets, invigorating for my soul, my spirit. I just go crazy, right? I just keep, it revs my spirit up, guys, and it gives me a charge, and
Expressway.
when I should be tired, it gives me an energy boost. It gives me a charge, electric boost, electric charge to my system. And 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night,
Turn left
it
onto
pushes
South
me through,
Expressway Street.
right? When I know that I'm gonna have a good night, you want to ask me, why Kminustwo, why is 150 to 200 your goal? I mean, I've gotten more than that, guys, on days and particular nights. I've gotten more than that. I think my record for one day is over $300. A night has been over 200. So, but you guys take, let's say I work 6 days a week. Let's say I work 5 days a week, and you go 5 times 150. What is that, guys? What's 5 times 150?
South Expressway Street.
Right? So you do a 150 one day, 150 the next day, that's 300. 2 more days, that's 600. And then 150 for Friday, for example, that's 750. So that's $750, which is my goal for the week, between 700, 750. I work 5 days, I get 150 each day, that's 750, right? And so that's my goal for right now, and that's gonna be my goal going forward, guys. If I work 5 days a week, if I take off Sundays like I told you guys before, that's gonna be 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. That's gonna be my goal, between 7 and 750. I can make things go if that's my goal going forward, right? But if I work 6 days a week, let's say I work Sunday for a little while. Let's say you go 150 times 6. What is that, right? That'll be $900, right? If I do 5 times 200, 5 days a week, and I do 200 each day, that's $1,000, right? 200 times 6 is $1,200. So you guys starting to get the math, and you times that out times a month, the numbers I just gave you, times that out times 4. How many weeks in the month? 4, sometimes 5, right? So times that out. It don't take much, guys, for me to get $3,000 to $4,000 a month. And for a while there, that's what I was averaging. I was averaging $4,000 or close to $4,000 a month. And in some months, I was getting over $4,000. So you guys can see, 150 a day, or close to 200 a day, that money adds up per month. And the money I get per month, guys, I put a lot of that into my savings right now, and then to my investments, right? And my goal is eventually, once I get my savings situated, where's my savings? My high yield savings account, which is where my car replacement fund is right now, my sinking fund, and then of course my emergency fund in my credit union under my money market account. Once I get that situated, imagine my ultimate goal is to get those taken care of, and my ultimate goal is to have all that money going into my investments. But I got to get certain things situated first, right? I have my sinking funds to take care of. I have my emergency fund to take care of. And this is one of the reasons why I put up my emergency fund top of the list. My emergency funds has taken some hits over the years, the last couple of years and a half, 2 years. I want to get that finally taken care of so I can move on. I have to put that priorities tag on that. So my ultimate goal, of course, if all those funds and accounts are taken care of, I have my emergency fund, 4 sinking funds now, taxes, car replacement fund, travel fund, and then my holiday sinking fund as well. Get those funds situated, and then all that money could go to add on top of my investments, guys. So I got some things going on, and I imagine myself getting to the point where all or most of my gig work money can go to my investments, then it's on. Of course, that's the ultimate fix, the ultimate goal. All right? So that's some of my thinking process, guys. Just want to invite you into my strategy game plans when I'm driving. You know what I'm saying? Strategizing my money, man. That's what it's all about. And when you strategize your money, guys, It's nothing fixed. It's always a constant motion, right? It's like a revved up engine, man, that's constantly moving parts, right? Sometimes your game plan can stay fixed for a while all the figures are fixed. This is going here, this is going there, this is going here, going there. But it's always open to, to change, right? And so you always can open your mind up to your goal plan, your goal, your dreams, your aspirations, your budgeting, your strategy, game planning changing, right? So nothing's going to be fixed. And that's what I'm talking to you guys about right now. All right. So at my first stop, guys, on this particular run, it's on from there, man. It's on from there, guys. Now your boy is all revved up. K-2 is all pumped up now, right? All right, let's roll. 8 delivery runs, guys. There's days like this that's going to happen. Days and nights like this that's going to happen. So big day, big day, big day, big day. There you go, guys. Read and weep. You see that? You guys looking at that right? So you see the 171.06 plus the unconfirmed tips that's coming the next day. You see that up top there, the 26.98. So you got 26.98 plus the 171. You got to add that up. There you go, guys. $200 day. There you go. There you have it. So there's going to be days and nights like this where everything works out good. 8 delivery runs in one day/night. And my strategy worked out. Remember I told you guys about not doing a lot of those long runs, a lot of stops. Come back, do some shorter stops. They add up to the big money, right? And this is what you want. You're getting your goal, right? $150 to $200 a night. Now, all nights not going to be like this, guys, but the more nights I can get like this, most likely, especially early in the week, I can get close to my goal or get to my goal, right? So there you guys have it. Thank you for rolling with me. I just want to show you guys my grind, show you, what I'm saying? There's some authenticity to that. Guy showing you his grind, a 58-year-old guy that these young guys can't mess with me, right? They can't touch me, right? 58 years old. I want to show you guys how I get my grind on and how I put that money into assets, right? And we're going to talk about that going forward. Again, we talked about it before, show you guys my accounts. We're going to show you guys down the road here where this money goes, right? Okay? So, again, thank you for rolling with me. Thank you for joining me in the new episode of my 2,774 day, 7-year journey to a $500,000 ticket challenge, a $500,000 challenge, right? All right, guys. If you're new to the channel and like what you just seen and just like what you just heard, I ask that you do one important thing is to share this valuable financial health information with someone you know. You know somebody that need help. You know somebody that need inspired. You know somebody that need to see this, right? They need to be seen, seeing this shown up by a 58-year-old guy, right? Now what they gonna do? Complain? Whine? Moan? Right? We've come too far to give up who we are. So let's take it to another level. Raise the bar. Only then can we toast to ancestor stars. Peace.